Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why some people develop diseases while others exposed to the same environment remain completely healthy? The answer often lies in understanding risk factors. Identifying risk factors is one of the greatest contributions of epidemiology because once we know who is at risk and why we can prevent disease before it occurs. In this video, we will understand what risk factors are, how they are classified, and how the risk approach helps us use limited healthcare resources more effectively. A risk factor is any attribute, characteristic, or exposure that is associated with an increased likelihood of developing a disease. It is important to remember that a risk factor does not always prove causation. A person with a risk factor may never develop the disease, while someone without that risk factor may still become ill. Many risk factors are modifiable. This means they can be reduced or eliminated through lifestyle changes, medical treatment, or public health interventions. Risk factors also act as early warning signals, allowing healthcare professionals to identify individuals who require preventive care before disease develops. Another important concept is the cumulative effect of risk factors. Sometimes risk factors act independently, producing an additive effect. In other situations, they interact synergistically, producing a much greater risk than expected. For example, smoking combined with hypertension and high cholesterol greatly increases the risk of coronary heart disease. Risk factors can be classified in several ways. Based on pathological influence, they may be causative, contributory, or predictive. Causative risk factors directly contribute to disease development, such as smoking causing lung cancer. Contributory risk factors increase the likelihood of disease but are not sufficient by themselves. For example, physical inactivity contributes to coronary heart disease. Predictive risk factors are statistical indicators that help identify high-risk groups. For example, literacy is associated with higher perinatal mortality. Risk factors can also be classified according to whether they are modifiable or non-modifiable. Modifiable risk factors include smoking, obesity, hypertension, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, and diabetes. Since these can be changed, they become the main targets for prevention. Non-modifiable risk factors include age, sex, genetics, race, and family history. Although they cannot be altered, they help identify individuals who require closer monitoring and early intervention. Risk can also be studied at different levels. At the individual level, factors include age, smoking habits, and personal behavior. At the community or environmental level, risk factors include air pollution, unsafe drinking water, poor sanitation, overcrowding, and malaria endemicity. These community level risks indicate where preventive and promotive health services should be strengthened. Epidemiology identifies these risk factors through comparative studies, especially cohort studies and case control studies. These studies compare exposed and unexposed individuals or diseased and non-diseased groups to determine which factors are associated with disease. This approach has led to several landmark discoveries, including smoking as the major risk factor for lung cancer and hypertension and high cholesterol as major risk factors for coronary heart disease. The greatest achievement of epidemiology is not merely identifying disease, but identifying preventable causes of disease. Many common diseases have well-established risk factors. Coronary heart disease is associated with smoking, hypertension, elevated serum cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, physical inactivity, and certain personality traits. Cancer is linked with smoking, alcohol, radiation, occupational hazards, environmental pollution, infections, medications, and dietary factors. Stroke is strongly associated with hypertension, smoking, and elevated cholesterol. Motor vehicle accidents are influenced by alcohol, speeding failure to use seat belts, poor vehicle design, and unsafe roads. Diabetes is closely related to obesity and unhealthy diet, while cirrhosis of the liver is commonly associated with chronic alcohol consumption. Recognizing these associations helps healthcare professionals focus preventive strategies where they will have the greatest impact. The World Health Organization promotes the risk approach to healthcare. Its guiding principle is something for all but more for those in need in proportion to the need. This approach ensures that limited healthcare resources are used efficiently. At the base is universal care, which includes essential health services available to the entire population. The next level consists of targeted interventions such as screening and early detection among high-risk individuals. At the highest level is concentrated care directed towards the most vulnerable groups, including high-risk mothers, infants, elderly individuals, people with chronic diseases, and persons with disabilities. This strategy improves effectiveness while making the best use of available resources. Finally, let us understand who these target groups are. Biological factors include infants with low birth weight, toddlers, elderly people, pregnant women, individuals with hypertension, elevated cholesterol, chronic diseases, genetic disorders, or positive family history. Physical factors include people living in rural remote areas, urban slums, overcrowded housing, poor sanitation, unsafe water supply, or areas with environmental hazards. Sociocultural factors include low socioeconomic status, certain ethnic groups, smoking, alcohol and drug abuse, unhealthy lifestyles, poor education, limited access to healthcare, and harmful cultural practices. Identifying these vulnerable groups allows healthcare workers to prioritize preventive services and reduce disease burden in the community. To summarize, risk factors are characteristics or exposures that increase the probability of disease. They may be causative, contributory, or predictive, and may be modifiable or non-modifiable. Epidemiological studies help identify these risk factors and provide the scientific basis for disease prevention. The WHO risk approach ensures that healthcare resources are allocated according to need, with greater attention given to individuals and communities at the highest risk. Understanding these principles is essential for every medical student, nursing student, and public health professional, because prevention always begins with identifying risks. If this helped you understand epidemiological risk factors and the risk approach more clearly, hit like, subscribe for more easy to understand public health and epidemiology videos, and leave a comment telling me which community medicine topic you would like me to explain next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.